Greetings once again, fellow gamers. This is Gamer Guy in a Suit from the Echo Through Me YouTube channel, back with a review of another great little indie title, and this time we're going way back, way back, to the Prohibition days. The days of G-Men, and the Untouchables, and gangsters, and criminals, and Elliot Ness, and an alternate history story. See, we're going to put our own creative fiction type spin on this history of ours here in America, and what we're going to end up with is Blood and Bullets, an episodic adventure that's very much like a TellTale game, but Blood and Bullets certainly has its own little flair. It puts its own spin on things, and it has a very, very intense noir feeling to it, a very dark spin to it. It's different from any TellTale game I've ever played in its atmosphere, and it's a very immersive game, so that works in its favor. That's a good thing. But it's very much like a TellTale game, and it's very decision based. It's very story based. There is one scene that is actually a full-on shootout. I did get to go through a shootout scene during episode 2, which was really, really freaking awesome. But it's more like a rail shooter. It's not like a full-blown first-person shooter type experience when you get to that part of the story. And it's only in one brief part of the story. I mean, it is literally like a shootout, run-through type thing, and then you're done. The majority of the time of the episode, and the one before it, is spent doing dialogue, making choices, figuring out things, working through crime scenes. You get to do that in the first episode, which was a lot of fun. One thing that was not a lot of fun was, since I bought episode 1 like last year before I even started reviewing games, and played through episode 1 and enjoyed episode 1 and had to wait this long for episode 2 to come out, which quite frankly I'm not upset about now that I've seen it, but I've lost my save file now because of it. Unfortunately, if you do upgrade from having just one episode to upgrading to the full season, apparently you lose your progress. It still sees my save file, but as soon as you click that same save file from before and start playing, it's going to tell you you haven't played episode 1. You'll go and look and your achievements will be gone. I don't know what's going on with that or how to explain that, but it still has your save file, and it still has your choices somehow if you go through that menu. It seems very odd, but hey, whatever works. Anyways, back to the actual, besides that bug that I've come across, the only other negatives that I've come across so far, for me personally, is that the characters' graphics are a bit off. They're a little rough, they're a little raw, they're a little, I don't know, blocky almost. It just takes away a little bit from the feel of it. It's the one thing that does. The camera is stiff in locations as well, like when you're walking through the streets and things like that. And it's kind of essentially to hide the ugly and non-existent parts of the levels, but this is really a nitpick more than anything else, as this is present in a lot of point-and-click type games, so it's not really isolated to this one game. But the positives, they definitely overwhelm you here. You've got some fantastic immersion, and the set and background visuals and all the rest of the graphics besides the characters are freaking spot on and beautiful. Great soundtrack that also helps capture the era. A very, very engaging story. It's a good story so far. It's slightly formulaic so that you get kind of that film noir feel, but it's not too bad. It's actually a little bit surprising in parts, and it's playing out pretty much like a very good movie or television show. This is something that I would definitely recommend. I've been really happy with it. I'm looking forward to episode 3. I'm really hoping that it doesn't take like another 6 to 9 months for episode 3 to come out. But honestly, I wasn't disappointed, and that's a big deal. You know what I mean? It's one thing when you wait that long and it never comes out, or you wait that long and it's rushed together and it's crap. This one actually seemed to get better with episode 2 as opposed to episode 1. We've seen a lot of early things fall apart, but this one seems to be building up into something really special, and I would get in now while you can. $14.99 seems like a steal if all the episodes are going to be even as good as episode 1 and 2. We've got 3 more to go, and I can't wait. So give this one a try. It's a 9 out of 10 for me. Happy gaming.